Hello folks, this is Richard with Surreal Sculptures, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a little nickel tour of what we're going to do here. Now what I've done is, here's the head. It's been modified. Now all this is, let me get something small here. This will all be smooth, but what I've done is I've set this up. There you don't roll off. I need you, but you've been sized perfectly. This is going to go right in there and be secured in. That's your ball gag. Now now when it's done, it'll be a little more tightly fitting, but that's going to be the ball gag feature. Okay. And I'll get off for now. And what's going to happen is this is how we make the hair. It's basically, it's just it's polymer clay. What you do is you twirl it like this. Okay, and you create the hair like so. And just for the heck of it, we're going to go and pinch off a little bit. Yeah, let's pinch off, say, that much. Excuse my nails, I know they look pretty dirty. Okay, so there's your hair right there. And what I'm going to do is it's going to be kind of in here. This is very, very rough what I'm doing here. But this is kind of what we're looking at now, a little bit. Now what I might go ahead and do is I might curl a little bit like that. And it'll look this. Now in order to make that look more like really hair, so imagine that's the head. What we're going to go ahead and do is you take a wire I'll show you what you do. Hold on a second. Hello everyone, this is Ed with Surreal Sculptures again, and what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take this little bunch right here, and we're going to make this the hair. So what we do is we kind of get it to where we want it to be. Now this is going to be the, where is it now? Oh yeah, no, where are you? There you are. Okay, so this is going to be kind of where the hair is going to come out. So we're going to, this will be permanently in there. We're going to go ahead and taper off this. Oops, come on out now. I'm going to go and taper off this end a little bit. Just a little bit. I might even soften the whole thing up, just slightly. Just soften it up a little bit. I don't want radical amounts of detail. Okay, now, if this is going to be the hair, and it's going to be purple as discussed, what I might go ahead and do is I might take this. Again, this is really rough, and just kind of like give a little bit of a curl, just a little bit of a curl like that. So it looks something like that. And what I do is with that is, so the hair's going to be like that. I might tilt it a little bit like that, something like that. But what I might go ahead and do is take this, take a wire brush like this, dip it in alcohol. This is where it gets tricky, and you want to kind of just detail the hair a little bit like this, so it's not so perfectly smooth. Oops, I'm kind of like this. I've seen hair done a lot of different ways. For something this small, it's kind of a pain. It's almost like the harder side to work. The size, pardon me, the harder size. But if you go like this, what'll happen is it'll start to roughen out. It'll start to roughen out a little bit and look a little more like hair. And of course, paint will completely change everything. When you paint it, paint, as I stated earlier, makes everything 300% better. So it would go something like this, and that would, now this is going to be hard, obviously this is going to be hard, but I might go ahead and curl it like this, maybe have it hanging something like this, see, or let me see here, maybe the other way. No, oops, I guess I can just pop it off there. So I don't know yet. The head's going to be something like that. I might want to aim it maybe a little farther down, because her head's going to be something like that. So it's something to play with, you know, something kind of to clown around with. I'm going to go ahead and get that out now. And the way I do that is, now you see this area here, that's going to have to be kind of gutted out. So the way I do that is, very simply, we're going to use fire. Yeah, fire. So we're going to hook that right there. I'm going to light this baby up. Hold on a second. I guess fans and fire don't go off very well, so I had to just start my shop fan. That's better. Okay, now what we're going to go ahead and do, this is the head I'm going to ultimately use. These are, you can buy these over at Michael's or any art supply. And what you do is, we're going to go ahead and heat that up. And this is actually the easy way to take out a lot of material very quickly with sculpting wax. I'm going to go ahead and go in there. No, it actually needs to be hotter. So I'm going to leave that in there in the heat for a little while. A little closer, you can see it. So the heat right now is heating that sucker up. Heating it up, heating it up, heating it up. I can feel it from here. It's actually a hot little... Let's see what happens now. There we go. See, you put it in there. Whoops. Let's get a bit of it out. That's okay. Blow that for a minute. And you kind of use... Now this is hot. This is really hot. Use a rag to get that excess off, and what you're left with is a nice little hole. Okay, so what do I do with that? We're going to do it again. Let's put some fire again. And this here is hot. It's starting to cool down now a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and do it again. Now this is rough. I need it to fit the shoulders of the bound woman. Where that other head was going to go. Well, this is going to be the replacement head. So let's go ahead and see what. Let's do it again one more time. And see how we're looking. One more time. Let's get a little bit more out. Okay, so we get a little bit more out. All right, let's see what we got here. That's not bad. Let me go ahead and get the body itself and see what we got here now. Maybe we won't fire around this, so let's see what we got. You know what I can do is once I get that, I can angle it and get it the way I want it to look. I can do all kinds of really cool things with this at this point to get it to look the way the client wants. So there's more options for the client. But let me go ahead. Man, that really hurt. Let me go and take a little bit more out of there. Let's take a little bit more. I'm going to heat this up again at the risk of burning myself again. Well, that really hurt. Let's put the fire over here. Maybe I'll burn my camera. Let me go ahead and heat this up. Do it once some more, folks. And actually, a smart way to do it. I'll show you the smart way to do it. Once we get it kind of to a point where it's got some space. It's got some space. What you do then is what I might go ahead and do is let's blow it out for a minute. Let's see what we got here. Let's grab the body. I'm just going to push it down a little bit, get an idea, and tilt it just for the heck of it. Oh baby, yeah, that's going to be badass. Just for the heck of it, where's the there's a little ball gag? Just for the heck of it. Yeah. So what we're doing here, folks, you're going to get an original piece in a sense because this is all custom for you. This is all rough right now, but I'll be smoothed down. We smooth that out with alcohol and sandpaper. We get the special wet sanding sandpaper, very high. What do you call grit? Maybe a 400 or 500 grit. And this is all going to be sanded down so it's smooth. And some of these imperfections are going to be smooth. You don't want too imperfect because it's going to have the appearance of rough leather or rough rubber, whichever one you want. So you don't want it to be too perfect, but this is too rough. That's got to get smoothed out. I'm going to do that right now. Anyway, folks, there's some sculpting 101 for you, and she will be back. Take care.